I never planned to talk to him. That is the truth. That evening was supposed to be simple. Just coffee. Just a quiet corner. Just me and my daughter Lily sitting near the cafe window, waiting for the rain to slow down. My name is Emma Wilson. I am a single mother. A widow. Or at least that is what people call me. Sometimes I still don't know what I am. Lily sat across from me, swinging her small legs under the chair, humming a soft song to herself. Her brown hair was tied in a loose ponytail, the same way her father used to like it. She held her hot chocolate with both hands, very serious, like it was an important job. Outside, rain covered the glass window with tiny moving lines. Cars passed slowly. The streetlights looked soft and tired, just like me. I felt tired that day. Not just in my body but in my heart. The kind of tired that sleep cannot fix. That's when I noticed him. He was standing outside the cafe near the window. Not coming in. Not leaving. Just standing there looking through the glass like he was lost. He wore a dark coat. His hair was a little messy, like he hadn't cared enough to fix it. But it was his face that made my breath stop. His eyes were tired. Deep. Heavy. I had seen those eyes before. Years ago. On my husband's face. Before he left. I looked away quickly. My heart started beating fast and I didn't understand why. I told myself it was nothing. Just a stranger. Just a memory playing tricks on me. But when I looked again, he was still there. Still looking inside. Still looking lonely. Lily followed my eyes and turned around in her seat. "Mommy," she whispered. "Why is that man looking at us?" "He's not, sweetheart," I said softly, even though I wasn't sure. The man's eyes met mine through the glass. For a second, time stopped. The cafe noise faded. The rain felt silent. I saw my husband, Michael, standing there instead. The same tired eyes. The same quiet sadness. My chest felt tight. I don't know what came over me. Maybe it was the memories. Maybe it was the rain. Maybe it was the years of holding words inside my heart. Before I could stop myself, I stood up. Lily looked at me confused. "Mommy." "I'll be right back," I said. I walked toward the door. My hands were shaking. I opened it and the cold air touched my face. The man turned fully toward me. Close, he was older than I thought. Strong features but soft eyes. Eyes that looked like they had seen too much. I didn't plan my words. They just came out. "You look just like my husband did before he left me." The moment I said it, I wanted to take it back. The man froze. His eyes widened slightly. He didn't smile. He didn't laugh. He looked shocked. "I'm sorry," I said quickly. "I shouldn't have said that." He swallowed hard. "No," he said slowly. "It's okay. I just wasn't expecting that." There was an awkward silence between us. Rain fell harder. "I didn't mean to stare," he added. "I was just thinking." I nodded. "I understand." I turned to go back inside. My heart was beating too fast. I felt embarrassed. Stupid. But then he spoke again. Did he leave? Or did something happen to him? I stopped. I didn't turn around. "I don't know," I answered quietly. That was the truth. I went back inside and sat down. Lily looked at me with wide eyes. "Mommy, who is he?" "Just someone passing by," I said, forcing a small smile. But I knew that was a lie. I could feel his presence even after I sat down. I didn't look at the window again, but I knew he was still there. After a few minutes, the cafe door opened. Footsteps came closer. He stood near our table, careful, respectful, like he didn't want to scare us. "May I sit?" he asked. I hesitated. Every part of me said no. But another part, the broken, curious part, said yes. "For a moment," I said. He sat across from me, leaving space between us. He noticed Lily immediately. "Hello," he said gently. "What's your name?" "Lily," she said proudly. "That's a beautiful name," he smiled. She smiled back. Children always feel safe with kind eyes. He looked at me again. "My name is Daniel Carter." I nodded. "Emma." We sat quietly for a moment. The cafe sounds returned. Cups clinking. Soft music playing. "I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable," Daniel said. "Your words just stayed with me." "They surprised me too," I admitted. He looked at his hands. "You said your husband looked like me before he left." Yes. Was he sick? He asked. I shook my head. No. Just tired. Quiet. Like he was carrying something heavy. Daniel breathed in slowly. I know that feeling. Something in his voice made my chest ache. I should go, I said. My daughter is tired. I understand, he replied quickly. I didn't mean to keep you. I stood up. Lily grabbed my hand. As we walked toward the door, Daniel spoke again. I hope you find answers, he said softly. I stopped and looked at him. I stopped looking a long time ago. His eyes held mine. Maybe answers sometimes find us. I didn't reply. That night, after I put Lily to sleep, I sat alone in the dark. Rain still tapped against the window. I thought about Daniel's face. His eyes. His voice. Why did he look so familiar? Why did he care? And why did my heart feel like something had just started and ended at the same time? I didn't know then that meeting him was not an accident. I didn't know that one sentence at a cafe window had opened a door to my past. And I didn't know that the man with tired eyes would soon change everything I believed about my husband and about myself. But somewhere deep inside I felt it. That night was not over yet. I didn't sleep much that night. Every time I closed my eyes I saw his face again. Daniel Carter. The tired eyes. The calm voice. The way he looked at Lily, like he already knew how fragile a small world could be. I told myself it meant nothing. Just a stranger. Just a moment. But moments like that don't stay quiet. The next morning started like all others. I woke up early, made breakfast, packed Lily's bag and walked her to school. I smiled at other parents. I nodded at teachers. I did everything a normal mother does. Still, my mind was somewhere else. When I came back home, the apartment felt too silent. Michael's old jacket still hung behind the door. I had never moved it. Some days it felt like proof that he had once existed. Other days it felt like a lie. Around noon, I decided to go back to the cafe. I told myself it was for the coffee. That was another lie. The cafe looked the same. Soft music. Warm lights. The smell of fresh bread. I chose the same table near the window. I waited. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. I felt foolish. Just as I picked up my cup to leave, someone stood in front of the table. I was hoping you would come back. I looked up. Daniel. He wore a clean shirt this time, light gray, simple. He looked more awake, but the tiredness was still there, hiding behind his eyes. I didn't think you'd still be here, I said honestly. I wasn't, he replied. I came back every hour since yesterday. That made me uncomfortable and curious. Why? I asked. He sat down slowly, like he was choosing his words carefully. Because I couldn't stop thinking about what you said. I crossed my arms. It was a mistake. Maybe, he said. But it felt honest. Silence sat between us again. I'm not here to disturb your life, he continued. I want to understand. Understand what? I asked. Your husband, he said. My chest tightened. I don't talk about him with strangers, I replied. That's fair, Daniel said quickly. Then let me not be a stranger. He pulled out his wallet and placed a simple card on the table. No fancy design. Just his name and a number. Daniel Carter, I read. Slee. I know how that sounds, he said. But today, I'm just a man asking for 5 minutes. I stared at the card. You don't look like a CEO, I said quietly. He gave a small smile. I hear that a lot. I should have left. Instead I stayed. My husband's name was Michael, I said. Daniel's eyes lifted instantly. Michael Wilson, I continued. He was kind, quiet. He loved fixing broken things. Phones, watches, old radios. Daniel nodded slowly, like he was placing pieces together. He started changing, I said. A few months before he left. He stopped smiling. He barely slept. Daniel leaned forward. Did he ever talk about work? Yes, I answered. But only in pieces. He said he was involved in something big. Something important. Daniel's jaw tightened. And then, he asked. One night, he kissed Lily on the forehead. He hugged me longer than usual. And he said, if anything happens, remember I loved you. My voice shook. He never came back. Daniel closed his eyes for a second. I think, he said slowly, your husband worked for my company. I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it sounded impossible. My husband was a technician, I said. Not a businessman. That doesn't matter, Daniel replied. Some of the smartest people never sit in offices. I stood up. I think this conversation is over, I said. Daniel didn't stop me. He just spoke calmly. He discovered something he wasn't supposed to. I froze. I don't know the full truth, Daniel continued. But I know this: Michael didn't run away. I turned back toward him. What are you saying? I asked. I'm saying, he replied softly, your husband was brave. My heart was pounding. You don't know that, I said. I do, Daniel said, because I was supposed to protect him. And I failed. I sat back down. My hands felt cold. Why are you telling me this now? I asked. Because when you looked at me yesterday, he said, I saw the same pain I carry every day. The cafe door opened, letting in sunlight. Can I show you something? Daniel asked. He pulled out his phone and opened a photo. My breath stopped. It was Michael. Older. Thinner. Standing in a hallway I didn't recognize. Where did you get that? I whispered. From my security records, Daniel replied. Taken 1 week before he disappeared. Tears filled my eyes. He was alive, I said. Yes, Daniel nodded. And I believe. He disappeared to protect you and Lily. The world felt like it was spinning. I grabbed my bag and stood up. I need time, I said. I can't do this right now. Daniel stood too, keeping distance. I understand, he said. But when you're ready, I'll be here. As I walked out of the cafe, my heart felt heavier than ever. But for the first time in years, it also felt awake. Because somewhere between the rain and the coffee cups, I realized one thing clearly. Michael didn't leave me. And the truth was closer than I ever imagined. I didn't call Daniel for 2 days. I kept his card in my bag, folded like it could burn me if I touched it too much. Every time I reached for my phone, my hand stopped. I was afraid of what I might hear. Afraid of what might be true. Michael was alive. Those words didn't feel real. They felt dangerous. On the 3rd day, Lily brought home a drawing from school. It was simple. Stick figures. A small girl holding hands with a woman and a man. Who is this? I asked her gently. She pointed to the man. That's Daddy. My chest tightened. He's coming back, she said with full confidence. I dreamed it. Children say things so easily. Like hope is normal. That night, after Lily fell asleep, I took out an old box from the closet. I hadn't opened it in years. Inside were Michael's things. A watch. A notebook. And a photo I thought I had lost. It slipped from my hand and fell on the floor. Picked it up. Michael was standing in front of our old apartment. He was smiling, but his eyes looked tired. The same tired eyes Daniel had. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I knew it was him. Hello, I said. I'm sorry to call so late, Daniel said. I found something. My heart started racing. What kind of something? Something Michael left behind. We met again at the cafe. It was quieter this time. Night. Fewer people. The lights felt softer, like they were hiding secrets. Daniel sat across from me. He looked serious. I didn't want to scare you, he said. But this couldn't wait. He placed a small black flash drive on the table. Michael hid this inside an old server, Daniel continued. It took me years to find it. You kept looking? I asked. Yes, he said. Because I never believed he was a bad man. I swallowed hard. What's on it? Daniel hesitated. The truth. He plugged the flash drive into his laptop. A video opened. Michael's face filled the screen. I covered my mouth. Tears rushed down before I could stop them. Emma, Michael said on the screen. His voice sounded tired but calm. If you are seeing this, it means I couldn't come home. I shook my head. No. Daniel looked away, giving me space. I found proof, Michael continued. Proof that people inside the company were stealing money and hiding it through fake projects. My heart pounded. They found out I knew, Michael said. Daniel tried to protect me, but it wasn't enough. Daniel closed his eyes. I didn't leave you because I wanted to, Michael said. I left because staying would have put you and Lily in danger. Tears dropped onto the table. I love you, Michael said softly. And I will always watch over you. The video ended. The cafe felt too quiet. So he planned everything, I whispered. Even his disappearance. Yes, Daniel said. He wanted to keep you safe. Is he alive? I asked, barely breathing. Daniel didn't answer right away. I don't know, he said honestly. But I know he was alive when this was recorded. My hands were shaking. There's more, Daniel added. He opened a folder of files. Numbers. Names. Emails. This is enough to destroy the people who hurt him, Daniel said. But exposing it means risk. I looked at him. Risk for who? For you, he replied. For Lily. Fear wrapped around my heart again. I can't lose her, I said. I won't. I know, Daniel said softly. That's why I need your permission before I do anything. I thought of Lily's drawing. Her smile. Her belief. What happens if we do nothing? I asked. Then Michael's truth stays buried, Daniel answered. And the people who hurt him stay free. I stared at Michael's frozen face on the screen. He was never weak, I said. Daniel nodded. No. He was brave. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Show me everything, I said. Daniel looked surprised. Are you sure? Yes, I said. I deserve to know what my husband died for. He nodded slowly. There is one more thing, Daniel said. Michael left a message. Not for the world. For who? I asked. For Lily, Daniel replied. My heart stopped. Daniel opened another file. Michael's voice filled the air again. Lily, he said gently. If you are hearing this, you are older now. I want you to know your father loved you more than anything. I broke down completely. I'm proud of you, Michael said. And one day when it's safe, you will understand why I had to go. The recording ended. The cafe lights flickered softly. I wiped my tears and looked at Daniel. This changes everything, I said. Yes, Daniel agreed. And it's only the beginning. As we walked out into the night, I felt something new inside me. Not just pain. Strength. Because my husband didn't disappear into nothing. He left a trail. And I was finally brave enough to follow it. I didn't tell Lily anything that night. I watched her sleep, her small chest rising and falling, her hand wrapped around her favorite toy. I wanted to protect that peace for as long as I could. Michael had done everything to keep her safe. I couldn't undo that with careless words. But inside me, nothing was calm anymore. The next morning, Daniel called. There's a place I need to show you, he said. It belonged to Michael. I hesitated only for a second. I'll come. Daniel's office was nothing like I imagined. No loud people. No bright signs. Just a quiet building with clean halls and soft lights. Everything felt controlled. Too controlled. This way, Daniel said, walking ahead. We entered a small room at the end of the hall. No windows. Just one desk, a computer, and a locked cabinet. Michael worked here, Daniel said. Off the records. He opened the cabinet and pulled out a thin folder. Inside were papers with Michael's handwriting. My hands trembled as I touched them. He was building something, Daniel continued. A system to track money. Hidden money. I looked at the pages. Numbers. Dates. Notes written in short lines. He knew someone would come after him, Daniel said. That's why he left parts of it unfinished. Only he could connect everything. I felt anger rise inside me. So he was alone in this? No, Daniel replied. He trusted one person. Who? I asked. Daniel didn't answer right away. Me, he said finally. I looked at him sharply. He came to me late one night, Daniel continued. He said, if I disappear, promise me one thing. Protect my family. My throat tightened. I promised, Daniel said. But promises are easy. Actions are not. I walked to the computer. On the screen was a paused security video. That's the last time we saw him, Daniel said. He pressed play. Michael appeared on the screen walking down a hallway. He stopped, looked straight at the camera, and for a second, it felt like he was looking at me. Then the video ended. Someone erased everything after that, Daniel said. Except this clip. Why keep this? I asked. Because Michael hid it, Daniel replied. He wanted you to see he didn't run. Tears filled my eyes again, but this time they felt different. Less helpless. More focused. What do we do now? I asked. Daniel took a deep breath. We follow the money. That evening Daniel came to my apartment. Lily liked him immediately. That scared me. He sat on the floor with her, helping her build a small puzzle. Do you work a lot? Lily asked him. Yes, Daniel smiled. Too much. Mommy works too much, Lily said seriously. I laughed softly. When Lily went to bed, Daniel and I sat at the table. There's someone watching the company, he said quietly. Someone powerful. My heart skipped. Do they know about me? Not yet, Daniel replied. And we must keep it that way. He showed me messages Michael had saved. Short warnings. Names written in code. One wrong move, Daniel said, and they will know we're close. Fear crept back into my chest. What if they come for Lily? I asked. They won't, Daniel said firmly. Not while I'm alive. I believed him. I didn't know why, but I did. Later that night, after Daniel left, I found something inside Michael's old notebook. A small piece of paper folded many times. It had an address. And one sentence. If they follow the numbers, they will find me. My hands shook. Michael hadn't just left a message. He left a path. And now that path was leading straight into danger. Outside, a car slowed down near my building. I moved the curtain slightly and looked out. The car stayed. Then the lights turned off. I stepped back, my heart racing. For the first time since Michael disappeared, I knew one thing clearly. We were no longer invisible. And whoever had taken my husband was starting to notice me. I didn't sleep that night. Every sound outside my apartment felt louder than it should. A car passing. A door closing. Even the wind made my heart race. I kept thinking about the address Michael had left behind. The paper felt heavy in my hand, like it carried more than words. In the morning I called Daniel. They were outside my building last night, I said. There was a short silence on the line. I was afraid of that, Daniel replied. We can't wait anymore. We decided to go to the address together. Daniel insisted Lily stay with a neighbor I trusted. She hugged me tightly before I left. Don't be gone long, Mommy, she said. I promise, I replied, even though my chest hurt when I said it. The address led us to the edge of the city. Old buildings. Broken roads. Places people forgot. This is where Michael hid, Daniel said quietly. The building looked abandoned. Paint peeled from the walls. The windows were covered with dust. Daniel unlocked the door with a key he kept hidden inside his wallet. How long have you had that? I asked. Since the day he disappeared, Daniel answered. Inside, the air smelled old and cold. We walked slowly, our footsteps echoing. In a small back room, Daniel stopped. This is it, he said. On the table sat a laptop, covered with a cloth. Daniel lifted it gently like it was something fragile. He turned it on. The screen lit up. Files opened one by one. Names. Bank records. Clear proof of theft. This is enough to expose them, Daniel said. Every single one. I stared at the screen. Then why didn't Michael send this to the police? Because the police were involved, Daniel replied. Fear ran through me. Before I could speak, footsteps echoed outside. Daniel froze. Someone's here, he whispered. My heart pounded as shadows passed the broken windows. The door handle moved. Daniel closed the laptop quickly and pushed it into my bag. Go, he said quietly. Out the back. I'm not leaving you, I whispered. Emma, he said firmly. This is why Michael trusted me. The door burst open. Voices filled the room. Daniel stepped forward. She has nothing. Let her go. Hands grabbed him. I ran. My legs shook, but I didn't stop. I reached the back door and pushed it open. Outside I heard a shout. Then silence. I didn't look back. I ran until my lungs burned. When I finally stopped, I realized I was crying. I called Daniel again and again. No answer. By night my phone rang. Unknown number. Emma, Daniel's voice said quietly. I'm okay. I sat down, shaking. They took the laptop, he said. But not everything. What do you mean? I asked. They don't know Michael left copies, Daniel replied. Hidden where they'd never look. Where? I whispered. Daniel paused. With Lily. My heart stopped. He hid the final key inside something she carries every day, Daniel said. Something small. Something safe. I thought of Lily's school bag. Her toy. No, I said softly. Yes, Daniel replied. Michael trusted his daughter more than anyone. Tears filled my eyes again. So what do we do now? I asked. Daniel's voice was calm. Now, he said, we finish what Michael started. I looked at the dark street outside my window. The danger was real now, but so was the truth, and it was closer than I ever imagined. I held Lily tighter than usual that night. She didn't notice. She was busy telling me about her day, about a friend at school, about a song she learned. Her voice was calm and happy, like nothing bad could ever touch her world. And that was exactly why Michael chose her. After Lily fell asleep, I opened her school bag slowly. I felt guilty, like I was touching something sacred. Inside were notebooks, crayons, and her small stuffed rabbit. The one she never left behind. Picked it up. Felt heavier than it should. My hand started shaking. I opened a small cut along the back seam. Inside, wrapped carefully in plastic, was a tiny memory card. I closed my eyes. He really did it, I whispered. He trusted her. I called Daniel. It's here, I said. I knew it, he replied softly. Michael was careful. And smart. The next few days moved fast. Too fast. Daniel contacted people he trusted. Not from the company. From outside. People who could not be bought. The files on the memory card were the final piece. Names. Transfers. Dates. Voices. Everything. There was no escaping the truth anymore. When the story broke, it was everywhere. News channels. Phones. Screens. Big men in suits being arrested. Offices closing. Doors opening. Daniel stood beside me the day it all came out. He did it, I said quietly. Yes, Daniel nodded. Michael won. But where is he? I asked. Daniel looked down. That's the one answer we may never have. That night I told Lily the truth. Not all of it. Just enough. Daddy was very brave, I said. He protected us. She looked at me with serious eyes. I know, she said. He visits my dreams. I smiled through tears. Weeks passed. Life became quieter. Safer. One afternoon I took Lily back to the same cafe. The same window. The same table. Sunlight came through the glass this time. No rain. Nos a dos. Daniel joined us later. He looked lighter. Like he could finally breathe. You look different, I told him. So do you, he replied. Lily smiled at him. Mommy doesn't cry at night anymore. I froze. Daniel looked at me gently. That's a good thing. I nodded. It was. As we left the cafe, I looked back at the window one last time. I remembered the tired man standing there. The sentence that changed everything. Sometimes pain doesn't end a story. Sometimes it opens it. Michael didn't leave me. He gave me the truth. And in that truth I found strength. I found peace. And for the first time in a long time, as I held my daughter's hand and walked into the light, I felt ready to live again.